Welcome to this Smart Talk Live today on compliant products and the CE marking. Today it's been held in conjunction with Ems Gilmore Libison Solicitors and the Bathroom Manufacturers Association. So welcome to this Smart Talk Live today on compliance. I'd like to introduce Yvonne.
I'm Yvonne Orgill, CEO, Bathroom Manufacturers Association.
And Sarah Bingham from EGL.
I'm Sarah Bingham, Commercial Litigation Solicitor.
And Peter.
I'm Peter Adkins from Ems Gilmore Libison. I have the title of Director of Regulatory Services and I look after the CIPHE Legal Helpline.
So today's focus is on compliance. Compliance is at the core of what the Institute's all about. We're there to protect the safety and the health of the public. So I'd like to ask Yvonne just to give us a brief summary on what today's talk's going to be about.
Today's Smart Talk is about CE marking and compliant product in the marketplace and the dangers of non-compliant product to the consumer with regards to their health and safety, which is a core principle of the Chartered Institute's mantra.
So what is CE marking and why is it important?
It's the law and has been since 2013. In fact, sanitary ware, CE marked, has been in place since 2004 under the Construction Products Directive. I don't want to get into the technicalities of the CPD and the CPR, but it is where manufacturers place a mark on their compliant product that demonstrates that that product meets the national legislation under the harmonized standard across the European Union. It is a way for the consumer, installers, distributors and merchants to recognise that that product is fit for purpose. No more, no less.
So thanks for that, Yvonne. So could you give us an example of how it might relate to our members, the plumber?
If you take a harmonised standard, which has been worked on for many, many years, whereby a product standard is the same in all the European Union countries, for instance, shower enclosures means that that product is fit for purpose. That product has also gone through rigorous testing to meet the harmonised standard. And it means that plumbers can install that product with peace of mind and safety aspects already addressed. They don't have to think, is this a good quality product? Because the CE marking is a demonstration of how that product meets the standard. However, a CE marked product does not mean it is a high quality product. It means it is fit for purpose. So it means the plumber can install and fit and forget it.
Okay, so what we need to point out here, which is key, is the consumer. Ultimately, the consumer benefits.
The consumer does benefit from a CE marked product because they can have confidence that one, it's been installed professionally, and two, it is there for the health and safety of the family.
Yes, thank you. So Yvonne, focusing on our member, the plumber, what sort of products does this CE mark cover that they are actually installing on a day-to-day basis?
It covers products such as WCs, so that's the pan, the cistern and the flushing mechanism, baths, shower enclosures, shower trays, urinals. However, it does not include taps and some showers. Some of the electrical components within the showers are covered by CE marking, but not all of them. And that is because the harmonisation of the standard in Europe has not been undertaken yet.
Okay.
That will happen in due course.
Mm-hmm.
So people have to be guarded and aware of what products that they are, because the criteria continues to be changed.
Okay, so that's a little bit on the plumbing. Are there any other products, Peter, that you think this relates to?
Absolutely. I mean, the plumber on the tools doing many jobs will also come across problems with construction materials having to have CE marking. And that includes things like cement and steel, but also boiler systems, the electrical cables, general equipment that they use on a day-to-day basis, including ladders. Certain tools as well will be covered by CE marking as well, so there's plenty for them to keep an eye on.
Okay. So I've got an example for you. The plumber he turns up for a job and he's been asked by the consumer who's bought a product online and he's asked them to fit it, it's critical that they make sure that that product's compliant.
That's right. It's a bit like the old adage whereby if you buy from a market stall, then you can expect that the product is perhaps not legal. So the way that they can check behind the CE mark, there's got to be a declaration of performance, the DOP. And the DOP can either be online or actually with the product in the packaging. So the plumber needs to be aware and double check. The easiest way for the plumber is to make sure the product has been bought from a recognised, well-known, branded product from a merchant or retailer. And some of the major retailers and merchants have online shopping facilities. Just double check that they're buying it from somebody they know, not from unscrupulous sellers on the internet.
Yeah, so always double check.
That's right.
You're responsible as the plumber. So I've got a scenario. I'm a plumber. I turn up at the customer's house. The lady's asked me to install this bathroom suite. The equipment's already been purchased. How do I know that that product is compliant?
The easiest thing for the installer to consider is to look for the brand mark on the product, the physical product, and what that is the manufacturer's details, their traceability, their address, their name, and serial numbers. The next thing is to also look for the CE mark and the quality of that mark. One of the easiest giveaways is that if it's peeling or if it's not indelible, then your suspicion should be raised here. The next issue then is obviously to look in the packaging itself and look for an instruction manual. Inside the instruction manual there should be a declaration of performance, and what that actually means is that the product is compliant with all the regulations. So it's fit for purpose. Sometimes there will be a note to say that it's available online on the manufacturer's website, and that can be downloaded, and that's another way of verifying that the product is of a proper standard.
Okay, thank you. So we'll keep it on that scenario. I haven't checked that equipment. I've just assumed that it's fit for purpose and compliant. I install it, but the actual shower screen, glass shower screen, shatters. A few months down the line, someone is injured. Who is liable?
Well, obviously the prime person you'd be looking at is whoever supplied you the equipment in the first place, but by the nature of the fact that this is a fraudulent product, for want of a better phrase, it's going to be very hard to try and pin anything successfully on them. But you as the installer should have checked the CE marking, you should check the compliance. So as the consumer, you'll be first looking to the plumber for liability and for responsibility for correcting this, and personal injury claim possibly as well.
Okay, so that just highlights how important it is to check compliant products before you install them.
Absolutely.
Because when it goes wrong, there can be injury.
Absolutely, and as Yvonne will attest, these products do go wrong, the non-CE marked ones, with on a regular basis.
I think it is important, Peter, to recognise that people think bathroom products do not harm. Well, they can. We have a number of cases whereby toilets have collapsed. We won't go into the gruesome details on that. Shower enclosures have exploded, shower screens have exploded, baths have cracked, and the bather has gone through the bottom of the bath, all because people are putting non-compliant product onto the marketplace.
Absolutely. It can be personal injury damages as well, but it can also be physical damage to the property. A bath full of water, if it suddenly cracks, is bound to bring out the ceiling below and cause a massive amount of damage. So we have to be very careful on these.
Okay, thank you. We know there's a civil issue here. There's a civil liability. Is there any criminal liability?
Yes, there is, Paul, because it's incumbent upon the installer to look for the proper source of products. If he fails to do that, and it's a faulty product, or it's to use Peter's words, a fraudulent product, then the liability is criminal. Trading standards will be involved, and there will be a prosecution. More seriously, I suppose the aspect here is that if somebody loses their life, there is issues of corporate manslaughter as well, in addition to trading standards prosecutions. But trading standards do bring cases regularly in these kinds of scenarios, and they are successful prosecutions.
Okay. So one of the big questions from today, will come from our members, is how do I protect myself? And I finish my job, I want to go home to my family and sleep at night. So how do I protect myself?
Well, Paul, the easiest, most simple thing is to only source products from reputable companies and reputable manufacturers. And if you look for those guidelines and the quality of the product, that's the easiest way of protecting yourself and having trouble-free existence. It's fairly clear that if you're going to buy products from other sources, that you're going to be opening yourselves up to all kinds of legal issues and prosecutions. And at the end of the day, it's simply not worth it. And if you look for a good product, it's usually the safest way of dealing.
Yeah. In our busy lives, just to take that bit of time out to just check can save you a lot of problems in the long run. So Yvonne, coming from the Bathroom Manufacturers Association, how does this impact on all your members?
The members of the Bathroom Manufacturers Association have invested a considerable amount of money, resource, as well as testing procedures to ensure that their products comply with the law of the land. It's as simple as that. The association itself has a code of ethics to ensure that the well-branded members follow the right things in the marketplace. However, in reality, the market is now skewed. There's an awful lot of non-compliant product out there, and the unsuspecting consumer is the one that will bear the issues. We have to ensure that the market has compliant, safe, fit-for-purpose product that enables everybody to trade ethically. It's quite simple. Don't buy rubbish.
I'd like to thank Yvonne Orgill, Chief Executive Officer of the BMA, and from EGL, Sarah Bingham and Peter Adkins. The CIPHE would like to point out 3 areas. Number 1, CE marking. Always buy products that have a valid CE mark. Number 2 is you as the installer have a responsibility to check that that product is conforming with the CE marks. Therefore, checking the website of the manufacturer or the certificate of conformity that will be present with the product. And thirdly is liability. It is not only the seller of these goods that don't have a CE mark that portray they have, but it's also the installer who is on the job has a responsibility to the consumer to ensure that that product is conforming and compliant. Thank you.